Electrical pros, the Home Depot can help you put safety first with a 4-pack of Kidde FireX hardwire smoke detectors for just $39.97. Order these interconnected smoke alarms online and you put safety first. And that's followed by $10 savings on each pack, free delivery, and peace of mind knowing you got the right brand for fire safety. See? Put safety first and everything else follows when you order a 4-pack of Kidde smoke detectors for just $39.97. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. When it comes to your bathroom, the shortest distance between outdated and updated is one click on HomeDepot.com/bath. It's the Days of Doing Winter Bath event. Up to 40% off a wide selection of vanities, faucets, toilets, and more, plus free delivery of all online vanities. From bold new lighting to a fresh new shower, your new bath is closer than you think. The Winter Bath event, online now at HomeDepot.com/bath. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Valid through March 28th, while supplies last.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
2:15, I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
And
how's it going?
It's 4th of July. Seems like 4th of July has been like a week long because it was in the middle of the week. Seems like it's been 2 weekends.
Well, it's going to be like 2 weeks now
from
when this airs, so people have forgotten about it.
That's true.
So, just got done. How do you like my new dreads? I just dipped them in some fresh Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Neat.
You know, I heard that was the cool thing to do now. I heard it was okay for white people to have dreads.
Well, it was when we were coming up, but not anymore.
It was. You know, you had asked me earlier if I knew people with dreadlocks. Yeah, I hung out with people who had dreads. White people who had dreads, black people who had dreads. I don't remember them fighting each other ever over who could or couldn't have that hairstyle. It's a fucking hairstyle, right? Like
it's cultural appropriation now. Because Zac Efron has them. I don't know why. Isn't he like a 30-year-old white guy?
Like, so do white people own the mohawk?
Yeah, I know, right?
Are black punks appropriating our punk culture by having a mohawk?
Yeah. The other people on Instagram were saying, well, Kim Kardashian can have cornrows.
I mean, there's...
Actually, she got shit for that, too.
I've seen plenty of people who shouldn't have dreadlocks, but it's only because they don't look good in dreads. Some people can pull it off really well. Is there, like, a definite origin to the dreadlock hairstyle that, I mean, is embedded, entwined, encrusted, you should say,
well,
with black culture?
Well, according to this, besides being white, y'all share the commonality of having hair that will not make you lose out on job opportunities, friendships, life experience, even a cab ride home.
So you're wasting good hair?
It's more than just a hairstyle. When if you were a person of color, same hairstyle would get you locked up, killed, ignored, or disrespected. Why is everything at 11? Why?
Do you think that... I mean, maybe, but do you think... I don't think that dreadlocks are the issue here, right? It's skin color. Right?
White guy can't have dreadlocks, apparently.
Well, no, what I would say... Like, they're saying, you know, you can have this and not be hassled by the police. If I have dreads and I'm black, then I'm going to be hassled by the police. But
really? I bet you police are going to shake down white guys with dreads and going, that guy's got pot on him.
Right,
shaking
that's what
him down.
Thinking.
That guy's got weed somewhere. Search his person, his vehicle.
Right. You wouldn't...
Search his guitar case.
I think you would be less likely to think that the black guy with dreads definitely had drugs on him versus the white guy with dreads.
I think dreads, you got dreads, you got drugs. White or black, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what cops think. If you got dreadlocks, you got weed. If you got dreads, white or black, cops are thinking, where's right. The weed at?
Yes, 100%. Because I have to admit, like, I would like to think that I'm open-minded, but, you know, if somebody with dreadlocks, black, white, whatever, said, I don't smoke pot, I would look at him weird. Like,
why do you have dreadlocks?
Why do you have dreadlocks, right?
That's part of the Rastafarian culture.
But so the beef being, though, that like white people have good hair and they can do other things with it.
Yeah, you got that white hair privilege.
I haven't even seen. Is there a picture of him on this article? Or I'll just look him up.
It was on his Instagram. So are we at the Weisman Podcast. You could follow us.
We're on Zac Efron's Instagram?
No, we're on Instagram. That's plugging
We're
Instagram.
on our own Instagram.
Yes.
Damn.
And is he playing a drug dealer in an upcoming movie? Is that why he got dreadlocks? Because he's a grown man in his early 30s. Why has he got dreadlocks? If you're a grown white guy in your early 30s and you're not in corn, why do you have dreadlocks?
Okay, so there's a picture of him. Are these even really dreads?
Yeah, they're like them little shitty dreads Whoopi Goldberg had in like the mid 80s.
Well, not even. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg had some girth to them.
These are like, but they're like her dreads via Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Yeah.
Not like, now she's got the huge giant ones.
He says, just for fun. Oh, jeez. Wait, just for fun, and then he's got the devil horns emoji. Not the hand signal for devil horns.
I can hear him. Oh, the SJWs. Oh, so you appropriate my culture just for fun?
It's not about how his dreads look. It's about cultural appropriation, which doesn't fly even if it was just for fun, whatever that means. Whatever that means. So to say, like, if he put his hair in a mohawk and said just for fun, you would know exactly what he meant.
And now I've been put in the position of having to defend Zac Efron because he just looks like he was created in a lab.
And CNN apparently
it's like a living Ken doll.
is put in the position of reporting on Zac Efron's Instagram and hairdo. CNN.
Great job, everybody.
I mean, great.
We're doing great.
I am looking at, it says on the header, CNN Entertainment. They have their own entertainment section. Really?
Slow news day?
Well, hold on. There was a void to be filled there.
Zac Efron pissed off some teenagers.
CNN's just stepping in to fill it, right? There's not enough entertainment programming news out there, right?
Yeah.
The People, an Us magazine, and fucking a whole network called E.
Yeah.
And
Extra, Inside Edition.
All this shit. Like, CNN, you don't have to report on this shit.
Yeah.
There's whole news organizations that have this shit covered. They have Zac Efron's abs, hairdo, and Instagram all on lockdown.
You're being like the Hollywood Reporter. You're saying CNN, stick to what you know.
That's right. What does that even mean when it comes to hairdo? Right? It's like, what do I know about this hairdo that I have right now? Nothing, really. I cut it myself. And I chop it until it looks right. Right? That's about it. I don't have to know anything about it. Has no culture to it. It's just my hair and I'm doing with it what I please.
Yeah.
Right?
You used to be allowed to do that.
If we had some dark history of like Jamaican minstrel shows where people were putting on dreadlock wigs and blackface and if this was something, right?
Yeah.
I can understand where it's coming from.
If he went as Al Jolson for Halloween, I could get why people would be pissed off.
Right, it's like the Roseanne Monkey thing, right? I don't believe that she was truly trying to be racist, right? But she's got to be a moron if she doesn't understand the racial implications of what she's saying and the history behind that, right? So she's still at fault in whether she meant it or not. There's no history there.
Well, yeah, with Roseanne, she forgot who was cutting her checks. Like that mouse, he's got an image to uphold. Mickey, you don't like Mickey when he's angry.
And we do so much stereotyping of Jamaican people, right? Yes. Oh, Jamaicans with their fucking dreadlocks, smoking reefer, and listening to reggae music, and they're just like, "What of it, man?" Like, yeah, what's your point?
Wait, so our stereotype is we're mellow and we smoke a lot of pot?
Right, and we like good music? Okay.
It could be worse. Oh, and we have big dicks?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. We still get the big dicks.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll sell you cocaine when you come visit our country.
Yeah.
Well, way to go, Zach. Way to ruin dreadlocks for white people.
Yeah.
No.
There goes my
No, I mean,
dream.
honestly, it's not a good look for most white people, in my opinion.
It's true.
But again, I've seen people that pull it off that when they do finally cut off the dreadlocks, you're like, now you look weird.
I know, right?
Maybe it's just because you met the person and they had dreads.
I guess we all just have to dress like Ken dolls. We have to shop at the Gap, Old Navy.
That's right. Stick to what you know.
Yeah, come on, Whitey.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, Whitey.
I don't know. I don't want to make it a racial thing.
Internet already did it.
Right. It's impossible not to know.
He started a race war.
He started a race war. That's the best response to this whole thing. Like, the dreadlock that launched 1,000 Instagram angry replies. He did not. First of all, he didn't start anything. And second of all, you won't remember this next week.
Yeah.
Remember, this is just for fun.
By the time this is posted, this will be old news. People listen and be like, oh, that was so last week.
You know that spiders fly? Did you read that?
No.
They drift. They spin. Certain spiders will spin long strands of silk that the wind will pick up, and they can take currents all the way across oceans. I didn't even know that spiders live that long. Like, do spiders live long enough to make a transatlantic trip?
Oh, shit.
They fly across entire oceans on long strands of silk. A process called ballooning. That makes sense. Oh, great. One more thing to look out for.
Yeah. Tell Mandy. Freak out. They fly now?
Well, maybe I kind of suspected already, because you ever just go walking, just take a walk around the city on a summer's night and you'll get hit in the face with a spider web.
It's true.
Just like a strand, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this, like coming off the tree?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you're not walking in between something that, like if I was walking in between like a fence post or something like that and ran across a spider web, I'd be like, oh yeah, I just, a spider put a web there. They're just fucking casting this shit out. Fucking with you. That's probably what they're doing. They're flying around.
Motherfuckers. Didn't even know. Till right now. So look out for flying spiders, everybody. Good times.
I have earwigs in my house.
Neat.
Like, everywhere. Tons of them. It's insane. And most of them are in my room around my fucking bed. And in my bed. Yes. I killed 2 before I went to sleep the other night. Woke up in the middle of the night, had one crawling on me. Couldn't fall back asleep. I was up for like another 2 hours getting high and trying to read and forget about it. What is it about the earwig? I mean, first of all,
does it actually get in your ear?
No. I don't think they would crawl in your ear. I don't know. Why do they call them earwigs?
I don't want to know. I'm not Googling this.
I'm going to Google it.
Oh.
They have those big-ass jaws, though, but they're not jaws, right? They're just these, like, things that hang off their ass. Or can they bite with them? I don't know.
I mean, they look like they're pinchers.
They sure do, but why are they behind them? Like, they have antenna on the front, and... Oh, Jesus. I'm looking at pictures of them and getting freaked out already. Oh, last night before I went to bed, shook the sheets out, shook all the pillows out, got everything up off the floor, and just went around and killed earwigs. Like 8 or 10 of them.
Oh.
I don't know where the fuck they're coming from. I did find an inhaler, though. That was a good thing. I lost that.
It's full of earwigs?
No. But after I killed all the earwigs, right? Shook them out of the bed, kicked all the bugs out. Just want to read a little bit before I go to sleep and try and not think about insects for a little while. Right? So, sitting there, reading Batman number 50, the wedding issue, where him and Catwoman are supposed to finally tie the knot. We can come back to that later. So I got a little peckish, right? I had smoked a bowl, reading my comic book, listening to some weird music. Grab my bag of trail mix from the nightstand. Just start shoveling that shit.
Oh, no. No.
Right?
No.
And then I'm like...
Please tell me this doesn't go where I think it goes.
This thing is open. And so then I'm like looking inside of it. I'm like, no, there's no earwigs in there, right? But now I'm like, I don't know for sure. Maybe they crawled all the way down inside of it.
Now you don't want to eat the trail mix.
No, I want to eat the trail mix. I want to eat the fuck out of the trail mix. It's not even
sealed?
Really. It's not even really trail mix. Well, here's the thing. It was kind of rolled up and folded over on itself, right? Because the seal, when I had opened it, it was a cheap bag of trail mix, and then the Ziploc portion of it had failed. Right? So it was kind of rolled up a little bit. It was pretty well sealed. I mean, I'd never had any bugs
So
get
you guys
in.
have like 4 cats? Train them. Tell them to get the earwigs.
They don't like the earwigs. They like the flies. They'll eat well, some of them will eat flies. I don't think any of them even see the earwigs. I wouldn't even want my cat. If my cat ate an earwig, I'd be like, you got to go outside. I can't even look at you for a little while. But no, as you can imagine, yeah. I was kind of tilting it towards me and like picking out little chocolate bits and eating that and looking, still not convinced that there wasn't an earwig. And then sure enough, little shuffle and out pops this little earwig.
Oh!
And I threw, like, the whole bag, like, went in one motion. Like, a bag goes at the trash. Luckily, I hit it. I was like, I don't even care if I have to pick it up. Like, I'm just chucking it. And my mouth full of trail mix that I had already was, like, spewing out onto the floor.
God. There's no way to live, man.
I know. Earwigs are the type of thing that you find in your basement, right? They like dark, dank shit. They like cool environments. It's a little muggy in that place, but we've had the air running, and
Maybe it's time to get that raid, son.
I can't put anything like Raid out everywhere. I mean, where do I put it? I don't know where they're coming from. It's not like a nest. I have all these cats. I have kids that stay with me on the weekends. Like, I don't want to just start spraying everything down. I don't know if there's like an access point that they're coming in through. I've looked. I don't know where that would be. They're mostly in my bedroom and the bathroom, which is on the other side of the fucking house. And, you can put down diatomaceous earth. You know what that is?
No. Sounds fancy.
It's these sharp little crystals that's like finely ground. I mean, if you picked it up and if you just like picked it up, if you put your hand in it, it would just feel like really coarse sand. Not coarse as in large pieces, but it would just feel rougher than normal sand. But that shit will slice up insects.
Diatomaceous earth. No shit. It's a thing.
So the insect, you spread that around. But this is like something that you usually use on the perimeter of a garden, because that's usually where you get earwig infestations. Having them come into your house is kind of an anomaly. My brain struggles to comprehend how many earwigs there must be outside in order for such a large population of them to live in. I mean, we don't have a basement. Maybe that's part of it.
Diatomaceous earth sounds like a Norwegian metal band.
It does, doesn't it?
We are diatomaceous earth.
Search Google music for diatomaceous. There is a fucking band called Diatomaceous Earth.
Sweet.
And dude, and look at it. The cover looks exactly Like you think the cover would look like. It's just black.
This is black with
it's
like
in the metal.
It's kind of Rooney looking pattern
writing.
or something. What is that?
Here is their most.
Oh, that's their logo. Oh, it's practically unreadable. It's perfect. This is the opening track.
This is their most popular track, according to the Google Music.
This is sounding a little more riff rock than like actual death metal or anything.
No, death metal goes off. It could be in like 10 seconds. It could go to like 20.
A lot of build up here.
Yeah, you gonna start your song anytime soon, gentlemen?
Well, this is the opening track. You know, see, they're getting it going. This is not living up to their logo.
My old music director, part of my brain was already done. I wouldn't add this song.
Right. This sounds like fucking Creed or some shit.
Sorry, next song.
Isn't that worthy of such a metal logo? I mean, this is more appropriate thematically, but this sounds pretty weak.
Yeah.
No, a riff like that needs to be like at least 30% faster. At least. And that it's not slow enough to be like stoner sludge rock, right? It's just this kind of like median. Oh, they stole the helmet snare.
Once maybe we'll finally hear the singer.
I don't think they have one. I'm not even sure they have a bass player. I think they're just using an octaver. Yeah. Could you keep the mic still during the drum recording? Sounds like you're drifting there.
Why is nobody singing yet?
I think it's instrumental. I'm telling you. I bet you they're a two-piece.
The song's 2 minutes, 30 seconds long.
It better be fast as fuck. No, I think it's just in... Is that you breathing?
No. There we go.
Okay.
This is what Diatomaceous Earth would sound like.
This is fitting the bill. This is 4 tracks into the album, though. This is clearly not representative of their larger body of work.
This is from their first. This is from the album Diatomaceous Earth. They have the end of August at the Hotel Ozone.
Well, this is their eponymously titled album. Even that, it's pretty sloppy. This doesn't sound like the same band. What?
I think there may be another band
End
called...
of August at the Hotel Ozone? This can't be the same band. What? I don't even think that all the musicians were playing in the same band at the same time.
What the fuck? Here you go, stoners.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, this is better than the other Diatomaceous Earth. This is some guy, look, I got an effects processor. I'm going to use all of them.
Man, I got the new Boss Looper pedal.
Yeah.
Let's get so stoned and just play with that shit.
Yeah.
Of course, if they were really going to get it, they'd do some of those Radiohead sweeps where you play with the time and it goes, yeah, like pitch shift it down. All right. You know, maybe I'll come back to that. It sounds like some good comic book reading music.
Well, you don't want this?
This is the best thing that apparently these guys have done. You should really start off your EP with this. If put out a 4-song album or EP. I think you should start off with your catchiest track.
That maybe gives me an idea for a new segment. Like, is it a band?
Is
Type it into Google Music.
I like it. This is definitely a band. The Beastie Boys.
But isn't there only like 2/3 of them left?
Well, yeah.
Like 2/3 the Beastie Boys?
There's only half the Beatles. We still talk about them.
It's true. It's a 600-page Beastie Boys book.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because they almost 600-page book about the Beastie Boys. That's a pretty thick tome there. By band members Ad Rock, Mike D, with contributions from Amy Poehler, Colson Whitehead.
Amy Poehler?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's just a fan. Spike Jones. Well, that makes sense. I mean, he's worked with them, right? Didn't he direct the? Did he direct the Sabotage video?
I believe so.
Was that the one? Wes Anderson, Luke Sante. I don't know who that is.
What's in the Beastie Boys book?
You know, that's what's kind of weird about it.
Shit.
I mean, it's not like the two remaining Beastie Boys are writing a memoir. So I guess it's essays about the Beastie Boys and probably a lot of pictures. Not sure, but I want it.
Well, it comes out October 30th.
Honestly, if it was 600 pages about the making of Paul's Boutique and
a page for every sample,
really, it's not even the Beastie Boys that I want. I mean, the Beastie Boys they were good musicians. They were, they started out doing punk. They did the rap thing, and then they started doing they kind of made their own genre out of that, right? They brought everything back together, and I appreciate that. It's a really interesting career. They've always made interesting music. Some of it I've enjoyed more than others, but Paul's Boutique is like a classic album in my eyes, in my ears, I should say.
Probably is to most people our age.
And a lot of that is, I mean, it's the Dust Brothers, not necessarily the Beastie Boys. The Beastie Boys, I'm not saying they didn't have input on that shit, but their later work, when they did this, when they came back with like License to Ill, that was them saying, we're going to do all this shit ourselves, right? Because they kind of, I think maybe at the time that was kind of thing, like they wanted to get into this rap thing, maybe, I'm supposing. And maybe they, didn't know how to program a drum machine and do all those loops and samples and shit, right? They knew how to play instruments. But they did eventually, start doing a lot of that shit themselves and kind of made, again, their own sound with that. That kind of distorted type of hip-hop beat that they kind of brought out on License to Ill. But this album is like classic hip hop, as good as like albums by, I mean, like Prince Paul and Dr. Dre. Any great hip hop producer. I mean, this recording, and I think the creative use of samples in here went on to have a even greater influence in other forms of music than hip-hop, right? I mean, they weren't groundbreaking with this shit. Everybody was sampling old disco records and soul records and funk records and all this weird shit. And that was kind of the hip-hop game at the time. You crate dig, you find these weird-ass samples that you don't have to clear, that nobody knows. You're looking for hidden hooks, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, now they sample to get known hooks.
Yeah.
It used to be that you would find hooks that nobody had heard in, like, forever, or that just were never hits, some weird B-side, some live recording of a, and use it in such a way that you wouldn't even know it. You would, I mean, like, being so familiar with this record, every once in a while there'll be some old song that pops on, and you'll hear that little bit, and you're like, oh shit, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't
absolutely.
But you wouldn't know, and it's such a little snippet. It's not even essential to that original recording, and that's the art of sampling. It makes it really hard to defend this when it's being so abused. If it's used at all. If it's used at all, and it's really not even sampling that they're doing anymore, right? If Puff Daddy wants to use
rip off a goddamn song,
right?
They steal the chord changes,
right? And they just kind of re-record it, use synthesizers and drum machines or whatever. Maybe lift the vocals out from it.
Yeah.
But I guess it seems to me, as crazy as Kanye was, he was the last guy successfully doing that really well. That use of samples, that creative use in finding, again, those hidden hooks in music that some people may have forgotten about. Not this fucking Puff Daddy Hard Knock Life shit, that song's fun enough. I'm not saying I won't listen to music like that. For a good summer roll down the windows song, yeah, why the fuck not? But the shit that went on this album is genius level. Just look at the credits. The listing of all the layers of different samples that were used and little vocal snippets and all this shit. That this is a collage. It's a true collage of music. Now, this is probably one of them playing the guitar parts on this, right?
I think so.
I mean, the drum beat is... what is this drum beat? Is this when Levy breaks beat? Or no, that's the big echoey one. No, I know this beat, though, from something. Anyway, we could spend the rest of the episode picking apart songs, but... The guy who introduced me to this album was the first white guy that I knew with dreadlocks.
It all comes back to the white guys with dreadlocks.
It's true. But I tell you, he pulled them off. He was kind of a punk guy, too. And if I remember correctly, maybe he didn't dye his. I know his girlfriend definitely did. She had hot pink dreadlocks. And she drove a Volvo. Ooh. That everyone referred to as a Volva.
The Volva.
It was this was the hand-me-down Volva. My parents did all right for themselves, and they gave me their old car from 1985.
Damn, still, it's a Volvo.
Yeah. Well, this was 1995 at the time, so. But actually, it was probably, this wouldn't be 95. I think I was still in high school when I heard this album. Yeah, I would have to have been. It would have been 92. When did this album come out?
89.
89. I know I was late to it. Because I remember, being in junior high and high school, all the Jocko homos were, really into that first Beastie Boys album. What's it called? The one with the plane on it.
Not Licensed to Ill.
Or no, that is Licensed to Ill.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I kept referring to Licensed to Ill when I meant Ill Communication. I think you knew the album I was talking about.
Yes, I did.
We were both thinking that. We were both thinking Ill Communication, but Licensed to Ill is the first one. Shit.
You have ill in both your album titles.
I apologize, listeners, for those of you who have been yelling at the podcast for the last 5 minutes, saying that, this guy doesn't know jack shit about the Beastie Boys. But I didn't at the time. When Licensed to Ill came out, I didn't care about it. I didn't get it. And everybody that I knew that was into it was a complete asshole. I mean, really. Very few redeeming qualities. But then, when I started hanging out with, the drama geeks, the band geeks, all the artists and all the freaks, and the wastoids and the dweebies, they all thought I was a righteous dude.
Yeah.
When I started hanging out with the weirdos, that's when I met the guy with the dreadlocks. I think his name was Josh. I want to say his name was Josh. He was super tall. And he was into
most white guys with dreadlocks are named Josh.
And he was into all kinds of music. And he was talking about the Beastie Boys one day, and I was like, really? You're into that shit? And he's like, just shut the fuck up. And puts on Paul's Boutique. Mm-hmm. We listened to the whole fucking album. My mind is blown. And that, actually, yeah. I think that was me actually appreciating hip-hop for the first time. I don't think that I had heard anything exceptional there's classic hip-hop albums that I had heard, and like when you come up in the 80s and you hear like LL Cool J, those are just fucking and Vanilla Ice and shit like that. These are just radio hits. They get wormed into your brain. You're going to know them whether you like them or not. But I didn't have to own the LL Cool J album.
Mom said knock you out.
But Josh was explaining also how they were doing this while we were listening to it. How they were actually sampling this and some of the tools that they're using, an MPC sampler and sequencers and shit like that.
Tricks of the trade. And
I think I got off on a tangent before I could complete this thought earlier, but that's a lot of what Paul's Boutique has influenced hasn't been hip hop. They were on the tail end of that real sample heavy crate digging culture, and then hip hop started going off in a totally different direction. It went gangster rap for a while, and then
I think the backpack rap community,
it kind of splintered off. Right.
Paul's Boutique might have started that
heavily influenced that. So backpack rap, also house music, electronic music of all sorts, ambient music, all this shit. And even some acts like Avalanches, if you've ever heard them, they kind of do the same thing. All these old weird, loops from some stuff nobody's heard in forever. Every once in a while it'll be like something that Yeah. So Tribe was doing this shit too, right? But these were cult albums.
This is the most popular track, Google.
This shit wasn't getting played on the radio. Tribe didn't get radio play. They got on MTV every once in a while, and Yo MTV Rap seemed to like A Tribe Called Quest. But I know around Detroit, I'm sure it was different in New York, but in Detroit, Tribe did not get radio play. De La Soul did not get radio play.
So I figured this would be like their top track.
I think this was probably their biggest single. And I remember this being all over MTV at the time. And this was probably one of the few songs that... the alternative radio stations would play this shit every once in a while. The mainstream hip-hop stations weren't interested.
The alternative station, at least around here, would play De La Soul every once in a great while.
Yeah, so from Paul's Boutique, I got into Tribe, I got into De La. And then actually came back and started listening to a lot of the stuff that I had missed. Like just the other day, I was listening to a Tupac song that I had never heard. Because there's a lot of Tupac songs that I've never heard. I remember listening to Digital Underground, but I just figured Tupac was just that part of that gangster rap scene, and that wasn't for me. And I wish I could remember what it was. I favorited it, but it was fucking amazing. The Lunatic.
The Lunatic.
It's from Tupacalypse Now.
So that's when he was spelling his name with the, numeral 2. Oh, shit.
He sounds fresh out of Digital Underground right here.
Yeah.
The guy or the groupie, heard I was down with DU, now she wants to do me. Ooh wee, this is the life, new bitch every night, never trip over what. It ain't right, but it's cool while they come quick. Don't try to flip with the lip, cause I run shit. Hip hip, hooray for the AK spray when I lay in competition with a great day.
I thought this song was just a jam, and blew anything on the radio currently away.
Where's this triplets on this hi-hat?
What?
Triplets.
Oh, yeah.
That's the new thing.
You gotta roll that.
You gotta roll it. song's going to be like, that's too fast to be out nowadays.
Right. Trying to give these kids a heart attack?
Yeah.
Man, I can't do my Trump head-shaped ecstasy pills on this shit.
They have those now?
Oh, yeah.
Of course they do.
The orange pills that are shaped like Trump's head. Just as they couldn't fit. Well, I don't know why they didn't go with MAGA, but it says
they have MAGA.
On the back it says "Great Again."
Yeah, MAGA would be the obvious choice there. It's 4 letters. Fits on a pill.
Yeah. Speaking of pills, you reminded me that we never talked about on air about this pill that you take to
undo.
Right, to
with
undo.
2 O's.
It's to what does it do? It's supposed to prevent a cannabis overdose?
Stand by.
I don't even know what that means.
Get too high, undo. Inventor wants to take cannabis consumers down. From the PhoenixNewTimes.com.
James Carberry and Sarah Corva. I don't need to know your life story. I want to know what the fuck you think your pill does.
A pill that clears the haziness of a high sounds like something close to snake oil. But Ganjapreneur...
I got their facts, their FAQs on their website.
Oh, there we go.
What is Undo Soft Gel? An emergency soft gel capsule intended to ease the side effects of cannabis overconsumption. Like...
Does it come with a bag of chips?
It's the best way to take Undo. Always take with plenty of water, at least 12 ounces. That's good advice. As a matter of fact, I think I would start with the 12 ounces of water and see how you feel.
Yeah, and then go from there.
That might be it.
Yeah.
You just might have been really thirsty. So you're bound to feel better. See, that's kind of the snake oil salesman giveaway, isn't it? Right? Like, this tonic will make you feel amazing, and you want to feel really good, make sure your wife is sucking your dick while you take it.
Yeah.
Then you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's the best tonic you have ever fucking had.
Right. I mean, anything. You could be feeding me motor oil, and I'd be
Unhaze the
apparently
blaze.
I really love motor oil. Can I have some more, please?
Unhaze the blaze is this guy's fucking...
You must take soft gels with water for maximum results. You can take 1 or 2 soft gels depending upon your need. For swifter relief. Swifter?
The candidate for being high AF.
Swifter is a word? Or is that a product that you dust your floors with? For edibles, see comments below. Well, if they already don't have separate pills for edibles and concentrates and flour, then I think they're shooting themselves in the foot here. They could be tripling their intake. All right, what should you expect? I don't know, because you're really not clear as to what I should be expecting.
This guy should have leaned into it and called this shit buzzkill.
You can expect that you will achieve a sense of clarity, yet still feel the benefits of the THC. You will be left clear-headed, but calm, cool, and comfortable.
Users report feeling more alert and less anxious within minutes.
You can't tell me that this is not...
But that could just be a placebo effect.
And what, I order this off the internet and you make it where?
Does Undo have any basis in science? The answer is maybe.
Is it really?
Yes, I'm reading it from this article.
The answer is maybe. Do they elaborate?
It says when people use marijuana, THC molecules bind to parts of cells known as CBI receptors found in the brain and other parts of the body. This process mimics the body's production of anandamide.
I think you're going too fast. You just sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Anandamide, THC's naturally occurring twin, and produces the feeling of bliss often associated with getting high, as well as the munchies and loss of motivation and memory. Answer the fucking question. The active ingredient in Carberry's Undo Olivetol. Olivetol is found most concentrated in lichen. On the molecular level, Olivetol has a similar structure to THC, but is a lot lighter, which means it could get absorbed into the body in much the same way.
So it binds to the same receptors and acts as a blocker?
pot blocker.
I mean, I guess that's a possibility. Maybe there is some, but wouldn't you? Wait a minute. How do two people make a drug? First of all, like, is this FDA approved?
Fuck no.
Or is this classified as herbal supplement?
Carrie Franson, an associate dean at the University of Colorado's pharmacy school who has studied cannabis, dismissed talk of flushing the brain as marketing nonsense. She said that even if Undo actually can be absorbed into the brain, it would bump THC off the receptors. Still, it would need to be in high enough concentrations to win the game of musical chairs. So, a cannabis scientist is saying it's a bunch of crap.
I mean, it's not like...
It's two guys. Yeah, I'm back with you. Hey, let's make a drug.
Well, right. I mean, somebody grew the shit that we smoked just now, right?
Yeah.
But we're also smoking something that we have a long history with, and there's a long history prior to that of people having very little side effects.
And some Tylenol. Let's mix it together and call it Aaron's Wonder Juice.
We know what to expect in general when we get high. This, who the fuck knows? Like,
what if it's a trick and it makes you higher?
I mean, in the way that it's phrased as like a supplement almost to your experience, right? It's not supposed to get rid of the high feeling. It's supposed to stabilize it. So it's an additive drug. Like, it seems like it wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know how this falls into the herbal supplement category and not have to have, I mean, it.
Also, I'm very high right now.
I am very high right now, and I'm not a scientist, but they said that it doesn't bind with the receptors in your brain? Is that what they said in the article? 'Cause, I mean, wouldn't it have to? That's what...
It has a similar structure to THC. It's a lot lighter. It means you can get absorbed into the body in much the same way.
Right, but it said
once
specifically...
The guy says once the Olivitol makes it to the brain, it bumps the THC off the CBI receptors, flushing your neurons in a couple hours and prepping your brain for a new dose.
There you go. And so you're fucking with brain chemistry based
on... And the cannabis scientist says...
Your experiments in your garage.
Yeah. I believe cannabis scientist rather than... do you see the picture of this guy? Would you believe this guy? This guy's... Yeah, man. Buy my drug that I made. It'll get you on high.
He's got like a fedora and purple tinted glasses or something.
Yes.
What? And a goatee.
And a t-shirt with the name of his product on it.
And it doesn't even... like,
Undo on Haze the Blade.
Like, you kind of have to describe the shirt, though. Like, there's shirts and pens and all kinds of stuff that have, like, prescription drug names on it. And it looks like, a work shirt or something. This is a black shirt with, like...
That's like a band t-shirt.
Like gold lame letters.
No,
Undo. It says unblaze the
I don't think that's gold lame. That looks like he's got a American flag in the Undo. Or am I just, like, super high?
Oh, no, you're right.
You're right. It's gold lame. I'm high.
I am right.
Whoops. Hey, everybody.
Wow, you totally tricked me into seeing that.
I thought there was an American flag background. I said, so apparently I need Undo. I am too high.
Right. If you had Undo, then you could...
Hey, we just talk shit about you, buddy. Even if you can hear us, send us this shit. We'll see if we can get it on high.
We just wasted our whole news segment talking about this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. There's some very...
I want to click on this so bad because it says free weed. But this is just, no.
Come on.
Yeah, it's clickbait. That is malware just waiting for me. But it says free weed. Oh, do you want to talk about the bunch of weed they're going to burn in California?
Wait, why do they have to burn it? Oh, they have new regulations, right?
Yes.
Like they have to burn it? Like, twist my arm. No, they're going to like incinerate it. Can you imagine? Like, you ever do bong hits off a furnace before, man?
Since new state regulations went into effect July 1st, California pot shops are prohibited from selling cannabis that doesn't meet new testing and packaging standards or exceeds new THC limits. Businesses hurried to sell.
Oh, it's all the really strong stuff that they have to burn,
I know, right? Businesses hurried to sell tens of thousands of dollars worth of inventory by the end of June. But after the fire sales, many cannabis companies are facing a burning question: what to do with the leftovers? At the Weisman 420 on Twitter, the Weisman podcast at ChristopherMedia.net.
We'll find a secure drop point. Something that's midway.
No, like UPS, FedEx, they're not connected to they're for-profit businesses. They're stockpiling it and storing it somewhere until they can figure out what to do with it. Or they're packing it up and driving it to another business's dumpsters. Yeah, sure they are. Another business dumpster is located in my living room.
It says that they've been dumping it in just random dumpsters. Come on, man. See, but they're... couldn't they give this to veterans?
I know, right? Just gonna
donate it to somebody?
We're just gonna burn it?
Or process it into some sort of concentrate that you could introduce into something that you can control the dose and make it, spread it out a little bit. You cut it with something, right?
Make edibles, squeeze it, rosin tech. Do something.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
You're just going to burn it?
Something's not adding up
We'll burn it for you here at the Weeds Podcast on Instagram. You can slide in our DM.
Because the same week that story's out, there's a story on Leafly about how the black market for cannabis is still thriving, especially in areas like Los Angeles.
Well, out there, outrageous tax. Like, I remember, what was I telling you? I was paying up in the Bay Area. Like, I was paying almost like a third, like a 33% tax or something like that, a 35% tax.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
They don't say any specific numbers in here, but they do say that it greatly, the illegal distributors of cannabis in LA County they greatly outnumber the 150 licensed storefronts.
The quality went up on the block. Hey, no more seeds, guys.
Yeah. But there's more. Greatly outnumber, what is that? I mean, like twice as many? 3 times as many? So there's
are they counting?
Probably I mean, I think that's why they're keeping it vague, because who's to really know? But we could guess hundreds. Yeah, and it does say in here, legal cannabis shops are losing customers who can get products more cheaply at illegal outlets that don't charge or pay taxes.
Correct. Like I told you, I remember it. Oakland cartridge, $55. All right, that'll be $74. What? You just said 55. Where did $19 go? Damn. Oh, right, taxes.
Well, Adam Spiker is quoted in this Leafly article. He's the director of the Southern California Coalition. It says they're a trade organization that represents cannabis growers, or growers, distributors, dispensary owners. He says, I think if you turn the tables and look at took cannabis out of the equation, if it was another industry that didn't have the stigmas, the government would do everything they could to give those licensed businesses paying taxes a level playing field. By lowering taxes, right? I mean, it's not that they're not enforcing the law. I mean, the opening part of the story is about how the police are busting an illegal marijuana operation in L.A.
It was just an entire block decides to all consolidate their grow up.
Right. But is that the best use of the LAPD?
The answer,
I mean, it's a good excuse to beat down on some minorities. I know that. So maybe they don't care.
It's the LAPD. They got a reputation to uphold.
Right. Maybe they like it like this. Because now all the white people can go to the shops and they can still beat on some black people for selling dope.
Whitey's distracted in the legal pot shop.
Yeah. Because before, you'd want to go rough up Tyrone, right? Shake him down a little bit.
I think it's
maybe
racist
it's a slow
that his
night.
name couldn't be Seth.
And, well, look, I'm making up a guy in my head, and he's black, and he's named Tyrone, okay? So you want to go shake down on Tyrone, kill some time, go fuck with him, because he's always up to some shady shit. And then there's a white person there buying pot off of him. And you're like, this person's going to have like a lawyer or some shit. It's not fun anymore, right? And they're going to be there, they're going to report you if you rough up Tyrone a little bit.
Put you on Facebook Live.
So now the white person goes to the shop, and you can go back to roughing up Tyrone over some petty bullshit.
Fucking Tyrone. He's just trying to feed his family.
What is this shit we've been smoking?
Cherry Slurricane.
It's definitely making me Slurricane.
It is a hybrid sativa. And that is all of the information that I have. Because it is not a...
You have no idea what the entomology of this strain might be? What... Have we ever encountered the word Slurricane before?
There is a strain called, I think...
It's really fun to say.
Slurricane?
Especially after you smoked a lot of this shit and you're all cottonmouthy. What is a Slurricane? Does it say Slurricane number 2? So that's an actual strain.
Yeah.
So this is just cherry
Slurricane. Yeah, that's all I could really find it.
Well,
so
I think it works.
It's a hybrid sativa. It can rock you like a Slurricane. There's a picture of it on our Instagram.
Slur
at the Wisdom Podcast.
At least, well, the slur in its use, I don't know where it comes from as like.
There's a guy who did a video.
A racial thing, like something used to put somebody down, or a racial slur. But slur, as a word for just slurring your words, is one of those perfect words, isn't it? Like, it sounds like exactly what it's describing.
This guy did a review of Slurricane tastes.
Oh, this guy
on YouTube.
I like his intro.
The Floating Seed TFS.
This guy's doing all kinds of shit. You got bongs. You got dabs.
Is his show mostly his intro?
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Taste, man. Today, we've got
a lav mic on your collar rubbing up against your beard.
Yeah.
Slurricane, man. Yeah, so bred by in-house genetics and this particular.
I like his mustache. It kind of curls up at the end a little bit, it looks like.
And rocking
almost Mario style.
Over on Instagram. Go give them a follow. These brothers outdid themselves this time around. Super flavorful batch, man. On the
I wonder if he did this music,
I believe it falls 90 to 10.
Is this some canned music?
To sativa. And like I said, man, super flavorful. Let's get into the census.
Census. What was that? Was that supposed to be a drawing of a bud?
Actually, just changed it.
I saw it at first and I was like, okay, peach pit.
Keep the terpenes trapped in and kind of keep it fresh.
I mean, I'm not hating on this guy. This sounds like
show me the weed.
This looks like he's doing a lot of this himself.
And berry, just like you would expect.
Like he drew this background.
But he opens the jar and he sniffs it. He doesn't even show it to the camera.
Right.
Just from the initial.
Maybe he doesn't want to show it.
Frosty. But you get a lot of.
This is on YouTube, right?
Berry flavor.
He's got 7 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. We'll give him thumbs up. Why the fuck not?
But a strong doughy notes to it as well.
Doughy notes?
Oh man, it smells amazing.
What are you talking
about? To get a better smell, we're gonna grind it up.
He's kind of fading a little bit. He looks like a ghost.
Oh yeah.
Do you see the blue screen?
Yeah.
Break it up.
Well, I think he used green, but he wore.
He's got green on his hat. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you guys had those. Like my mom's,
Like around the edges of his face too. He's like disappearing.
Like pastry things.
All right, buddy.
Remember the
Oh shit.
like white icing. They're like,
Heads up, dude. I think you got to go back into the past and make your parents fuck because you're starting to disappear.
I know, right? He's getting on Marty McFly.
Dough with cherry and a little bit of grape.
Now this is too much
Definitely some grape
meta.
chips in there.
Yeah.
A podcast about guys watching a guy's YouTube video.
Yes. And now, listener, you will disappear.
Hey, listener, no, it's your duty out there.
Find your parents in the past and make them fuck.
No, not that one. Yeah, find this guy's parents.
Not just your own parents.
That's yeah. If I ever invent time travel, first thing I'm going to do is make sure my parents are fucking a lot, just in case. It ain't for one, like, chronal hiccup to, like, erase you out of existence. No, the listener's job is to, if they have a podcast, play this on your podcast.
Yeah.
A segment where we watch a guy's YouTube video about smoking pot.
Or maybe make a segment where you listen to our podcast on your podcast.
And we'll start an Inception here.
And then you find your parents and make them fuck.
And we're just gonna keep doing that on repeat.
Yeah.
It'll be a time travel Inception until Leroy Cappuccino shows up.
And then he fucks your parents.
Leonardo DiCaprio is your dad. This is your parent. He's both, right? He clones himself and makes a female clone of
It's
himself.
like the worst holiday movie ever. Leonardo DiCaprio is your dad. This is the worst
Your
Christmas
mother
movie
and your
ever.
father, right? You're an inbred Leonardo DiCaprio. That's why you look nothing like him. You're a mutant. Good job with the time travel. So this is why you don't fuck with this shit.
You end up looking like his mom and Gilbert Grape.
No.
Too far?
I love that movie. Dorf is smoking weed now.
Dorf?
I used to work at Guitar Center with them and played in the band with them. I know you've met him, like...
What? Did you do a podcast with us?
Yes.
That Eric?
Yes, that
Oh,
Eric.
Dorf. I thought you meant like Tim Conway.
No.
Dorf on Golf is a 1987 comedy film starring Tim Conway, Vincent Schiavelli.
Oh, that's right. They
and
made a whole
Michelle Smith.
film about it.
This film is the first in a series of 8 films.
What?
8 films? Get the fuck out of here.
There are 8?
I have to know.
At least the titles. And then we'll roll out of here.
Dorf filmography. I'm probably like the only person to ever search this on Google. Tim Conway is about to get a Google alert. Somebody searched it.
Right.
It's Stephen Dorff.
That's it, right. Yeah. You probably would get a lot of Stephen Dorff misroutings.
8 Dorff films.
Well, maybe Tim Conway Dorff films. Dorff on Golf is on Wikipedia right there. Don't you think of it? Look, Tim Conway Wikipedia was like the third one down. That probably has his filmography.
Dorff. Dorff has its own.
I mean, the whole thing was Dorff was short, right?
I guess. What? We're doing a deep dive on Dorff.
Who knew this would be so hard?
A diminutive dark-haired Scandinavian known as Dorff.
He's supposed to be Scandinavian?
8 other films in a variety of sports from baseball to all auto racing.
Why was it always sports?
In 2009, Conway's Dorff character started helping Santa Claus on the website I Spot Santa.
Wait a minute.
Each
what?
year, Dorff has 3 sketches. In 2009, he tried to give Santa his Christmas list, failing and accidentally hitting Santa with a golf ball. And in 2010, he tried to give all the world's letters to Santa directly using jet rockets to fly his sleigh, cannonballs, and more. Why can't...
What?
Why is the internet buried? These other 7 dwarf films. This is going to bother me. I'm going to be in the shitter. Mandy's going to be like, what are you searching? Dwarf. What the fuck is dwarf? Don't worry about it.
You're going to find out that they're just insanely racist.
Yeah, no. Dwarf on Jews. Dwarf on blacks. Like it started with sports and then it got weird near the end. Oh, man. Why can't we know that? Oh, man.
Someday we'll find a vault full of the lost dwarf films.
He's going to have to die. And all be remastered and re-released. It'll be on Netflix.
HBO will do a documentary. And like all these old comedians will go on and be like, "Oh, Ted Conway is racist as fuck."
Yeah.
Have you seen those Door films? Oh no, he buried that shit.
Yeah.
Cost him everything, but it saved his dignity.
Joe Burnett won't even talk to him anymore. Oh. Hey, hit us up on Twitter at the Weisman420. We're on Instagram at the Weisman Podcast. That's been fun running that. I seem to have a different angle than Rob had. I'm settling in to the Instagram.
Well, God bless you on that trip. I tried and it drives me kind of nutty.
Yeah.
But you know, like,
we're down there.
I'm not judging.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
We're on there at the Weisman Podcast. You can email the show, the Weisman Podcast, at ChristopherMedia.net. You know, if you're looking to, you got to burn some of that extra weed. It's up there.
Yeah. Also, or if you want to hit us up about, you know, any weed that you might be having to get rid of.
Yes.
Because of any pending regulation changes.
Yeah,
or anything, you know,
help burning it.
We can arrange for a pickup of large amounts.
Yes, we own a furnace. Better stop before we start saying illegal things.
Very small one. I mean, it might take us a long time to burn through all that.
We'll get it burned for you.
Yeah. Hey, it's out of your hands. That's all it matters, right?
Go to ChristopherMedia.net, hit up the PayPal button. If you want to donate, there's an Amazon link that you can bookmark, and you can stay high.
Stay high.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Electrical pros, the Home Depot can help you put safety first with a 4-pack of Kidde FireX hardwire smoke detectors for just $39.97. Order these interconnected smoke alarms online and you put safety first. And that's followed by $10 savings on each pack, free delivery, and peace of mind knowing you got the right brand for fire safety. See? Put safety first and everything else follows when you order a 4-pack of Kidde smoke detectors for just $39.97. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. Make room for a brand new year and a brand new room. Cozy up with HomeDepot.com for up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials. From pillow top to plush, medium firm to memory foam. Waking up to a wonderful new mattress is the perfect way to make your new bed and your new year. Up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Online only, free delivery on select items $45 or more. Visit HomeDepot.com for more information.